physically and I'd imagine emotionally as well. Before going to that one, can I just check on injuries? Kiefer Moore had a very nasty fall. Harry got clattered at one point as well. Any injury updates? Is anyone not available for selection other than Chris Mepham, who's suspended?
No, Meps is the only one out through suspension. Everybody else is fine. We've had a good recovery day yesterday. We've had a good training session today. Everybody's been involved in it, so everybody's fit, ready to go.
It's difficult, not long after a game like that. Any regrets? Anything hindsight where if we'd done that, maybe it'd been different, or is it just one of those nights?
No, just one of those nights. I wouldn't change the team. I wouldn't change the starting 11. I think it was an 11 that were off the back of such a positive result and performance against Croatia that when you've got that momentum, when you've got that confidence in the team, it's crazy really to change it. We already had a plan B in mind that if the last stages of the game that we needed that goal that we were so desperate to get, the changes that we were going to make. So we already knew that it was potentially DJ coming on at wing back just to get another forward on the pitch and take a gamble and play him higher up the pitch and only have 3 defenders on the park. We knew the forwards that we wanted to bring on to have an impact, and it just didn't quite go for us. So that's in the past. Again, right now we have to throw full focus on the game coming up and still got everything to play for. We can't control what happens with Croatia and Armenia, but we can control what we do on Tuesday against a very good Turkish team.
Yeah, how do you use the fact that there is still something on this game? There is an outside chance, but it's still a chance. If Armenia take points off Croatia, if you beat Turkey, you qualify. You've got the playoff route as well. That came guaranteed after the match on Saturday as well. How do you use the fact that it's not all doom and gloom, that the campaign is not over?
Well, it's not. If you were with us in training today and yesterday, you'll see that they don't believe that for 1 minute. We're having no talk of playoffs. If we continue to talk of playoffs, you just will call the game off Tuesday. That's our mentality. That's our attitude. So we're fully focused on the job we've got. You just spoke about regrets. We don't want any regrets when that final whistle goes tomorrow evening because we want to take control of it ourselves. And the last thing we want is to not give a level of performance that we did to give Croatia and the results gone for us elsewhere. Then that would be a devastating blow for us to take. So we can control what we can control, and that is going to give a performance that will win us again.
It's Turkey top of the group because they're a very, very good side.
Yeah.
Do you prefer playing against maybe sides like your Turkeys, like your Croatia? Does that suit the way you want your team to play rather than going to difficult places?
Well, I see why you say that, because I believe we can still compete with the likes of Armenia and because we can do both sides of it. And when I say both sides of it, I mean the not so pretty side of the game, the attitude, but then we've got the quality to play. I understand why you've said that, because when we play against Croatia, we go and more than give a good account of ourselves and match them in every department and justifiably won the game and could have scored a couple more goals. So I understand your point. We are looking forward to the challenge. They are a very good team that's in good form. The new manager's come in and had a massive impact straight away. And we have to respect that, but we won't fear them. We've proven against Croatia that we'll go toe-to-toe with them and give it a good go.
Rob? Hi, Rob. You said you want to finish the group on a high, but you are relying as well on Armenia. Are they capable of taking points off Croatia away from home?
100%. Absolutely. We've said this from day one. When you look at some of the results they've had, some of the performances, it's not an easy place to go to. Countries like that, it's not easy, Rob, to go. They never roll over and let you have it all your own way. And we knew we were in for a tough test, and they didn't disappoint. They were a constant threat right up until the 95th minute. So we understand that what we've got to do now is finish on a high, finish with a good performance like we did against Croatia, and a great result. The result will take care of itself if we match every department that we did against Croatia. If we give a similar performance, we'll be okay. No regrets. And if it hasn't gone for us, then at least we can walk away with our heads held high and say, well, we've given it absolutely everything.
Will you be having some way of monitoring what's happening in Croatia?
Potentially. The last time I did that was in Rome with Italy. We couldn't lose with a 2-goal difference, I think it was. And every 10 minutes I was getting a coach run up to me and say, talking about the other result, and it was quite stressful that last 10 minutes. But no doubt that we'll have our finger on the pulse. The coaches will have an idea of what's going on. But we have to throw full focus on our job and make sure we get the win.
Does the performance on Saturday give you the license as a manager to make changes? Obviously, there's one enforced. We know about that one.
Yeah.
But there's nobody really can complain if they get left out on Tuesday, can they? After what happened on Saturday.
No, I think this is the first time in a while that we've had 2 competitive matches in quick succession. So we've not had a friendly. The last 2 camps we had a friendly, and so we've been able to manage those minutes. That is going to have an impact, of course, because we're not blessed with a pool of players coming in that are playing many minutes domestically. So we have to factor that in without going into too much detail and giving you my team today. What we do need, though, is energy from minute 1, because off the back of the result against Germany and the threat they pose, we need energy in that team. So, like I said, without going into detail on my team, there potentially could be changes, or if not, certainly coming off the bench and having an impact.
Ben Davis was saying, don't give up hope, because there is still hope. Do you believe in miracles? Maybe a strong word, but you know what I'm saying. Do you believe there's always a twist? And if it doesn't work out like that, will you be disappointed to go into playoffs, that you weren't able to nail it automatically?
Start of every campaign, I think you forecast results. So you look at the fixtures and you go, oh, we might get a win there, or we might get if we get a point there, we've done well. And I said to the group last night, we had a meeting. We're off the back of 5 games without defeat. So we're in good form coming into it. Everybody can pick bones in the performances against Armenia, but if we're coming into these last 2 games with an opportunity to qualify automatic, okay, that's been taken out of our control in some respects now. We wouldn't be too far off the points total that we've got now. Expectations over the last couple of years have proven that now we are disappointed that we haven't got that automatic spot. So we are a team in transition. We are a team that's growing because of the expectations that's been put on us by the success that we've had. So we will. It's a sign of how far we've come, because we'll be disappointed that we have to take a play. If we have to go up that route, we will. We'll do it. But this camp has been, we've not spoken about it at all. We just want to go and give a good performance and a win. And if the results gone our way elsewhere, brilliant, we've qualified.
And the last one from me, the Red Wall have been fantastic. They were brilliant in Armenia as well.
Yeah.
But tomorrow night, there can be no sort of diminishing on that. They've got to play their part as well.
Always have done, haven't they? I continue to say every press conference, we would not have had the success we've had without them behind us. The home games have been incredible, the atmosphere that they create. And we'll need them again tomorrow night, because we'll have to dig deep. We're up against a very good team. They top the group for a reason, and they're going to need a point to make sure that it's in control. They top the group, so it'll be all to play for, and we'll need the crowd behind us again.
Next, Matthew. Right, that microphone. Yeah.
Rob, you seem pretty relaxed like you usually do today, but ultimately you have lost control of this qualifying campaign because it's no longer in your hands. Give me a sense of how you feel. What's going on inside at the moment about the situation you find yourself in?
I don't think a Welsh team have topped the group in any qualifiers over the last so many years. So we're okay about it. We're all right. We're disappointed off the back of the result because we wanted to take control of it. Of course we did, but it's not materialised, so we can't dwell on that now. We've got to stay positive and focus on there's still an opportunity to qualify, albeit we need another result to go for us, and that's it. We're professional about what we do. With the atmosphere and amongst the group again is positive, and there's good leaders in there that are leading the way. So we're looking forward to the challenge. We know we've got to be up for it. We're confident because we're off the back of a Croatia game last month that was outstanding, and we need to get back to the levels of performance that we give there. And if we do, I'm confident that the result will take care of itself.
Obviously, taking points off a team like Croatia in this campaign, is there a part of you that is a little bit frustrated that you find yourself not in your hands, essentially, the automatic qualification? You almost did what was perceived to be the hard bit, but you've dropped points elsewhere. Does that jab at you slightly? Yeah,
I've said, you've at the start of the campaign, you forecast results. Did we expect to go to Croatia, get a point? Did we expect to beat Croatia at home? Did we expect to beat Armenia at home? Yeah, so the points we lose at one team, we gain on others, and so we're probably where we thought we would be from a points total, maybe 1 or 2 short, but look, we're still in it with a game to go, and that's all we wanted. If we can go into the last camp knowing that we're a win away from potentially qualifying, we'll take it, and we'll embrace it and get ready for the challenge.
Just lastly, there have been some special nights at the Cardiff City Stadium, and there are players in your dressing room who have experienced those. How important are those players going to be, or have they been, throughout this campaign specifically?
Yeah, and I even think going back to the Armenia game a couple of years back, we might have lost that game. We might have lost it, but we've got a group of players now that have experienced some big nights, some big games, and that's going to help them. Some young players as well. You know, we talk about Ethan. He's still a young lad himself with a vast amount of experience. So exposing them to nights like we've had in the past is certainly going to help for occasions like that. It's going to be, again, another big night. We've proven in the past that we step up to big occasions, and it'll certainly fall into that category tomorrow night.
Lawrence.
Rob, do you feel the players maybe let the occasion get the better of them on Saturday in terms of that away crowd and performance?
No, I'm not sure about that. Many factors as to why the performance was like it was. Like I said, it was the same group of players that played magnificently against Croatia. Complete different environment. You know, if I say this next thing, it's going to sound like excuses, but the pitch played a factor in how we play, in the players we've got with Brooksy and H, getting them on the ball in those pockets. They weren't to Croatia, so no disrespect to Armenia. Croatia come out and they play. They've got that air of arrogance about them where they're going to play. They're the third best team in the world. We found the pockets to hurt them because of that. Hard to find the pockets in Armenia because they were so compact without the ball, but when they had the ball, their front three caused us constant problems, and pinned us in. So different types of challenges, frustration because we've proven in the group that we can compete against the very best, and we hope to do it again tomorrow night against the top group. But I don't think the occasion got the better of them. I don't, because I think there's enough experience in it to deal with that.
And the players, when we saw how disappointed they were as they were leaving the stadium and getting back on the bus, and do you learn more about your squad and your players in these moments?
It's not an easy place to go to, so I know there's characters in the changing room. We pride ourselves, our identity. We've talked in detail about our identity and what we want to represent. Didn't quite have the energy that we wanted. Our supporters walking away from the games thinking, wow, what an effort they put in. I'll never question the lads' effort. It wasn't down to effort. We didn't win that game. Did we have energy in the right areas, the right times of the game? Probably not to the standards we met against Croatia. If you're going to continue to compete at the top and beat the top teams, you need to be consistent in those levels. So we might have fallen a little bit short of that, but that's the only disappointing thing. But no, with regards to their attitude, I'll never ever question that with them.
And the reaction you've seen in training?
Yeah, even straight after the game, they were disappointed in the team. We all were, the staff were as well, because it was out of our complete control. But we put perspective on it. We had a meeting with the players last night. I spoke and put a bit of perspective on the situation, what we're doing. We spoke about the form that we're in coming into it. Armenia is not a place to go to. I don't think Croatia will have it all their own way there, and that's why it's so important that we throw full focus on getting our win. All right.
10.
Robert, have you effectively banned talk of playoffs then with the group, with the players and staff?
No, we were aware that would be the talking point now because of the disappointment of that, and I just addressed it last night. I got Mitch to speak about it as well, and we wanted to make sure that full focus is on Tuesday's game. We're not admitting defeat and looking forward to why not when it's still in our control. No regrets. So why are we thinking of the playoffs when if we win a game potentially we can qualify if the result goes our way? What I don't want to do is walk off at the end of the game with one eye on the playoffs and the result's gone for us and we could have taken charge of it. So yeah, there'll be no talk from now of the playoffs.
And in terms of that meeting, was that about kind of, like you say, reminding the players actually that they've done a lot of good work as well rather than being all doom and gloom?
Yeah, I presented that last night in our last 5 games, not just the results, the draws and the wins that we've had, but the performance against Croatia, against a top team. To go and give that level of performance was incredible, and everybody was talking about it, rightly so, for the right reasons. So, no, we need another level of performance like that on Tuesday.
One last one from Thomas before taking questions from the journalists.
Yeah, we heard you praise the Wales fans earlier. The Red Wall has a good reputation, home and abroad. So how concerning was it to hear the news that 32 were arrested in Armenia, all released without charge?
Yeah, I did get to know about it outside. That with regards to the detail of it, I don't know. We've never had any problems with our travelling supporters. I have family members that travel as well, and we've never caused any problems whatsoever. So it's disappointing to hear. But yeah, I have complete faith in our supporters. We never go looking for trouble. We're just there to enjoy the occasion, enjoy going to different cities, and I know that was the case.
Okay.